We have had a great start to the year for historical movies and historical TV shows, with January bringing an exciting new historical TV series to Netflix, with updates of an all-star studded cast historical film releasing in a few weeks, a record-breaking historical film, and lastly a historical TV series cancellation. And all of these are exciting news updates that will be getting covered in this video. But before we begin, don't forget, if you love anything to do with historical movies and historical TV shows, then subscribe to my channel History Spark. The most exciting news we had in regards to historical films for January is confirmation of a release date for a gothic horror period film starring Kit Harington and Sophie Turner. And the name of this film is The Dreadful. The Dreadful will be set in 15th century England during the War of the Roses period, in which a central character named Anne lives in isolation with her domineering mother-in-law until Jago, a man from Anne's past, returns from the Civil War, bringing a curse back with him. Aside from Kit Harington and Sophie Turner leading this film, the supporting cast also includes Lawrence O'Farrane and Jonathan Howard. And the story is inspired by the same Shin Buddhist parable that also inspired the 1964 film Onibaba. The Dreadful has been slated for a limited theatrical release and digital release on February 20, 2026. And the movie also has an R rating, so I'm sure we can expect a violent and bloody historical adventure in just a few weeks' time. Speaking of historical horror films, Sinners made headlines in January with a truly awe-inspiring 16 Oscar Award nominations, beating the previous all-time high of 14 nominations held by All About Eve, Titanic, and La La Land. Sinners has been nominated for Best Picture, Best Screenwriting, and Best Directing, just to name a few of its categories. This segregation-era vampire thriller has brought historical movies back into mainstream attention, and hopefully the success of Sinners will encourage production studios to release more unique and fascinating period pieces, preferably without vampires next time. But in contrast to the spectacular highs achieved by the historical movie Sinners, we've also had a low for historical dramas occur in January as well, as the Netflix original show The Abandons got cancelled after just one season, meaning the story will end on a cliffhanger. Although the series did start off strong, spending 2 weeks in the top 10 for many regions, drawing in a total of 19.8 million views in its first 28 days. However, though, the drop off in viewership was massive, with only 4.8 million views occurring over the next 17 days. This meant that The Abandons massively underperformed the expectations Netflix had for the series, and with the series being hugely over budget, poorly received by both audiences and critics, and the backstage drama with Kurt Sutter regarding this historical drama, it is sad but ultimately unsurprising that The Abandons was a series Netflix would end up axing. And lastly, January saw the release of an excellent new historical TV show on Netflix called Sandokan, which is an 8-episode swashbuckling historical adventure following a pirate named Sandokan who goes on to become an enemy of the British Empire and eventually an important figure for the natives in Lhasa. And Sandokan performed fairly well for a little known international series, with the historical drama peaking at number 7 on the global top 10 TV list for the week of January 19 to 25, with 3.5 million views during this time period, and a total of 27 million hours watched as well. Sandokan also made it into the top 10 for regions such as the UK and the US. So all in all, I would say Sandokan is definitely a series Netflix will be renewing for a second season, as it performed pretty well across all metrics. And I really enjoyed Sandokan as well. The first 2 episodes are a bit slow and the acting can seem a bit wooden at times. But get past the first few episodes and I'm sure you will also enjoy Sandokan, because it really is a pretty unique and entertaining historical TV show. So let me know in the comments down below if there are any other news updates for the month of January that I may have missed out on. And as always, if you want to stay up to date with everything to do with historical movies and historical TV shows, then subscribe to my channel History Spark, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.